Shoot your arrows! Cooper Kupp plucks it out of the air and gives the Rams the lead. Robert Wood, touchdown! LA! Dog goes crashing into the end zone. Aaron Donald almost beat the football there. Corey Littleton, have yourself a day. Picked off. Marcus Peters coming off the edge, and Ryan will be wrapped up by Clay Matthews. Everett in stride! Wow!
Franklin Myers gets his hand down there.
Leno got a hand on it. Did he pick it? He did!
Racing down the sideline is Akeem Talib. Gurley for MVP! Touchdown LA!
Picked off by John Johnson.
Well, it's Dante Fowler who is able to get to breathe. Greg Zuerlein sends the Rams to the Super Bowl! LA will play for the Lombardi!
Welcome back, guys, to another Downtown Rams podcast. It is episode 278. I'm your host, Jake Ellenbogen. Joining me, as always, is Alexis Kraft, and this is another draft season podcast edition, which means we have 2 interviews coming up for you. Coming from the defensive side of the ball, 2 impressive defensive backs. We have safety that you might have seen in the Senior Bowl game, and you also might have seen if you go to Lenoir-Rhyne, and that is Kyle Dugger. He is coming on. His stock is exploding coming up into the combine here. And on top of that, we have a guy that a lot of you California listeners will know because he comes from Cal. He is a safety, and his name is Jaylinn Hawkins. We had a lot of fun talking to both of them, and we hope you guys enjoy these interviews. All right, joining us on the podcast, we have Lenoir-Rhyne safety Kyle Dugger. How's it going, man? Thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me. It's going well.
Awesome. And just to start this off, we just want to hear a little bit about how you got into the game of football.
Honestly, I think it was something my parents put me to because they saw I had taken an early interest in it. They said I used to sit and watch full NFL games and when I was in diapers. So I guess I kind of just attracted to it in a way.
Yeah, of course. And growing up, did you have a favorite player you looked up to, maybe modeled your game after?
I used to watch a lot of Adrian Peterson. I was a running back when I was younger, so I used to watch a ton of Adrian Peterson and try to take his moves.
Yeah, he was certainly a fun player to watch and, just electrifying. And when it came time for you to play in college, you ended up going to Lenoir-Rhyne. How did, what was your main factor in choosing them?
I don't want to say a lack of options, but I didn't have a lot of offers coming out, and they were the best offer that I had as far as they were ranked top 5 in Division II at the time, and I felt if I was going to go to a small school that I wanted to go to one that was at least really good. So,
yeah, of course. And from your time playing at Lenoir-Rhyne, what would you say is your favorite memory play or even game?
My favorite memory would have to be probably leading one of my teammates to a touchdown. He broke a record actually for interception yards in the game, and one of those was a 96-yarder. So we were able to lead him down the sideline and help him get into the end zone, kind of create a caravan, and that's something that I always remember more than anything for my college games.
Yeah, and then you end up going to the Senior Bowl this year. So what was that like, going from a small school to then getting to play among some of the best in the country?
It was huge. It was definitely a blessing and a huge honor to be able to go compete with those guys. And it was really fun, getting out there and just, talking and just, learning, and everything was really great. Just being out there and having the opportunity to be around those guys was fun.
Yeah, and kind of just playing in college. Obviously, you played at a smaller school, but I'm sure you went up against plenty of competition. What would you say is the toughest player you went up against while in college?
Probably a quarterback from Austin State. He was really smart and made a lot of plays for them when we played them last year in the playoffs. So that was probably the toughest player especially for our team to play against.
Yeah, and in your opinion, what would you say is your biggest strength as a player?
I like to think of my versatility as being the biggest strength, as well as intelligence.
And
on the field intelligence.
On-field intelligence is definitely important to have, and obviously that shows up on film as well as your overall athleticism. But what would you say, you're looking to most improve on as you enter this whole draft process?
My pre-snap keys, and reading those keys fast, as well as my deep coverage in the middle of the field. Just making plays on the ball and reading the QB's, his shoulders and his eyes and things.
Yeah, and you played safety at the Senior Bowl, but many people believe that you could play any position in the secondary and maybe even a sub-package linebacker. What position do you feel best suits you?
I think strong safety fits me the best. Just kind of being able to play both high and low, and I feel like would be the best way to use my skill set. So I feel like that's where I'm most comfortable as well, strong safety.
Yeah, and Kyle, it's really impressive what you're able to do as a return man. How important is it to you to be your team's, whatever team that may be in the coming months? How important is it to you to be your team's primary return man?
Honestly, it's not something I put a lot of marbles behind, I guess, or I put a lot of emphasis on as far as I have to be back there. I'm really looking to help any team I go in any way, and I know there's guys that specialize in returning. So it's nothing that I'm going to harp too much on or push. But if I can help them, I definitely want to, not hesitate to go back there.
Yeah, and this next question is just a question we like to ask different defensive backs who come on the show, just out of curiosity. But if you had to pick one quarterback in the NFL to pick off, who would that be?
Tom Brady, for
sure. That's one that we definitely get a ton. Just have to ask you, being a Rams podcast and all, it's early in the draft process, but you were just at the Senior Bowl. Have you met or spoke with the Los Angeles Rams yet?
I actually have spoken to them before.
Yeah, well, we love to hear that. And just in closing, in your own words, who is Kyle Dugger as a player and who is he as a person?
As a player, he's aggressive, always active, focused, intentional, and I say efficient. Always looking to make the best play possible. And off the field, I feel I'm quiet for the most part, goofy. Always looking for positive vibes, good conversations, and really just pretty low key guy off the field. So that's how I describe it.
Hey, well, Kyle, we really appreciate you giving us some of your time. Know you're a busy man, and just congratulations on a great job. Obviously in college and the Senior Bowl, I thought you really stood out. One of the best defensive backs that were out there in Mobile. So we wish you the best of luck, and let's stay in touch, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. You have a good one.
You too.
All right, joining us on the podcast, we have California safety Jaylinn Hawkins. How's it going, man? Thanks so much for coming on.
Man, anytime. It's doing well, man. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
We're good. We're excited to talk to you. Just to kick this off, we just want to hear a little bit about how you got into the game of football.
Okay, nice. Well, got into the game from football, coming from a football family. Not my mom, but my dad, my uncles, and everybody put heavy emphasis on the game. So I got into the game of football by basically, falling in love with it at the age of 4. And I just never looked back, and our family put a heavy emphasis on the sport. We grew up playing NCAA, Madden, football was all over the house, man. And I just, took the sport. I love everything about it. The aggression, hitting, playing, competing. I just fell in love with it and just didn't look back.
That's awesome, man. And growing up, did you have a favorite player that maybe you modeled your game after?
Oh, man. Growing up, I had a few favorite players. It's crazy because I was really growing up playing offense. And I was really an offensive guy, as well as a defensive guy, but mainly offensive guy. Grew up playing running back, so, like people like LT. I was a Chargers fan, so, but Damian Thomason. Who else did I love, man? I loved a lot of people. Ocho Cinco, Michael Vick. You know what I'm saying? The greats are my favorite. People who are balling. And, I just remember growing up, those are my guys I always used to watch. Reggie Bush is my all-time favorite, man. I was a big Charger fan growing up. Crazy how I ended up at Cal, but I was a Reggie Bush fan all the way. That's why I really wanted to model my game after Reggie Bush.
Yeah, that's definitely, an answer we get a lot. He was certainly electrifying to watch in college and in the NFL, so it's definitely an understandable pick. And then when it came time for you to play in college, you ended up playing at California. So what was the the main factor for you in choosing there?
I had almost all the Pac-12 schools along a lot of other schools. I had about like 20 offers. What sold me was, I just took a trip out there and I fell in love with the place. Berkeley was different. I needed something different. I didn't want to stay at home. I wanted to go away, but at the same time, it felt like it was away, but it felt like home. And also, I fell in love with the coaching staff, the culture, the program, just everything. And then really what sold me too was the education purpose of the place and, what it had to offer. And, and I prayed about it. And, I woke up that morning of signing day, man, and just was like, okay, I'm going to Cal. This is it. And it was a tough decision, man. But, man, I thank God that I made that decision and it worked out.
Yeah, it certainly did. And if you have one that kind of comes to mind, I'm curious to know if you have a favorite memory play or even game from your time in college.
Oh, man. I got two of my favorite games, man, was being that in the Coliseum and winning the Axe this year against Stanford.
Yeah, definitely good picks there. And you played with a lot of really, really talented players in college, but you also played against a lot of really, really great competition. Is there any one guy or maybe two guys that stand out to you as being the toughest guys you had to go up against in college?
On college that I went up against? Two players that I was like, okay, these players are no joke. I'd have to give it to Christian McCaffrey and Adoree Jackson.
Yeah, those are definitely some good choices there. Obviously,
and
both,
John Ross. Yeah, John Ross is in there too. Electrifying.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, I can imagine. And before we talk to you as a player,
actually,
I'm
sorry.
Oh, you have another one?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you guys off. I forgot, man. Freshman year coming in, I played with some greats, man. I was going against Jared Goff. I'm tripping. Jared Goff. I forgot my own teammates, man. I got Goff, Kenny Lawler, Bryce Treggs, Darius Powell, Reese Harris, Chad Hansen. The list goes on. So, yeah, I have some good players even this year. Ashton Weaver, Trey Beck, Elijah, Cam, Lenoir Hawkins, a lot of people. So, yeah, a lot of people, man. My bad. I'm sorry. I had to add that.
No, that's awesome. No, we like that. That's really cool. Especially, being a Rams podcast, I know, Rams fans right now listening to this are probably like, oh my God, Jared Goff, he just named him. But I wanted to get your thoughts on playing next to Ashton, because, he was actually supposed to be at the Senior Bowl. I know he wasn't able to, play in the game. And I was actually out there, so I didn't get a chance to see him. But, what was it like playing next to him at Cal? Because I think you two you guys really complimented each other skill wise.
Yes, we played off each other very well. Our communication on the back end was so solid. It really came off. It really came from off the field too. We're just all a tight group. We're all we're best friends. We watch film on our off time together. We'll have a drawing board. We'll draw plays and route concepts, and we're just big football junkies. So that part of the game, like, was kind of easy for us because we're always in the film room, constantly trying to improve our game in any circumstances. And it was just good playing with him. It's like my brother, and I love playing with him because, like, the chemistry was there. Huge chemistry. We started together for about 3 years, and just big time chemistry, man. Big time chemistry on the back end, and love making plays. Like, if he made a play, it made me want to make a play. If I got a pick, he would be like, "Oh no, I'm gonna get one this next try," and we just kind of competed that way. And even in practice, how does during individual period, how does my technique look? How does my pedal look? Am I rising up? Am I brake? How does my kick look? Just stuff like that. We were just heavy on that, man. Really heavy on that.
Yeah, for sure. And, just curious, in your own opinion, what would you say is your biggest strength as a player?
Man, my biggest strength as a player, I'm a leader, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a real passionate player that plays, with leadership and really can take over a game. Bring a lot to the game. My FBI, my football intelligence, all that. I don't know a lot about the game. My playmaking ability, my movement, speed. I can name a lot of stuff, but really, my leadership, FBI, football intelligence, game-changing ability, ability to really get turnovers, get picks and force fumbles, big hits, PBU, stuff like that.
Yeah, and I like that you called it FBI. I've actually never heard that before, so I think that is pretty cool there. But with that being said, what are you looking to most improve on in regards to your game?
And I honestly looking to improve on everything, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like, you can always get better at everything, and there's a lot of, everybody has certain strengths and certain weaknesses, but all around, you got to be an all-around skilled player. You can't just be good at one thing and be okay at the other. Can't just be good at zone coverage. You got to be good at man coverage. You can't just be good in the post. You got to be good in the box. So what I try to do is really like bounce out and improve every part of my game, and I work hard at it. My technique, speed, all that. So that's what I feel like. That's the approach I take. And I always critique myself when I watch film. You know what I'm saying? I don't just watch the other opponents sometimes. I watch myself and how I'm moving. So if I feel like I had a bad game or something like that, or I always make sure I try to clean up my technique. That's the biggest thing. And yeah, man, that's my biggest thing. Just try to improve anywhere in any aspect. I ask coaches like, what's the biggest place I can improve on, or what can I work on, or, and they give me answers. So. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And, this is just kind of a fun question that I like to ask, various, defensive backs that come on the show. But, if you had to pick off one quarterback in the NFL, who would that be?
It's really, okay. This is a great question. I got to pick off Tom Brady. That's I don't know what his situation is, but that's one quarterback I would love to pick off. Tom Brady. Tom Brady and also Aaron Rodgers. Two greatest quarterbacks. I feel like picking them off. And, Aaron Rodgers went to Cal, so.
You got that connection.
Yeah. And Jared Goff. But hopefully we're playing. I don't know. But I don't know what's going to happen, within these next months. But, I want to pick off some of the, the greats. So, that's one of the things I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear you there. And, Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are names we hear a lot with that question, rightfully so. But I have to ask you, since, again, we are a Rams podcast, early in the process, I understand you probably haven't yet, but I figured I'd ask, have you met or spoken with the LA Rams yet?
Yes, I met and spoken with them at the NFLPA game.
Yeah, well, we love to hear that for sure. And, just in closing, just in your own words, who is Jaylinn Hawkins as a player and who is he as a person?
Jaylinn Hawkins is a player, a dog. During the dog, man, just a passionate player, a guy who really loves the game, man, and really is about what he's about. You know, a tough guy. You know, a guy that will go out there and, you know, a good team player and sacrifice for his team and make plays. You know, a winner. And as a person of really, really good character and integrity. You know, I try to, you know, keep that, you know, the basis of my life, man. I like to, you know, I'm trying to be sharp, you know, in all aspects of my life. So with doing that, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, gotta be a good person, you know, but I'm also outgoing, funny, you know, shoot, I like to do a lot of things, man. Entrepreneur mindset. Yeah, man, I'm a man of many things, but yeah, man, a man of God too, really, first and foremost, a man of God, so.
Yeah, well, you know, we love that response. Really appreciate you, Jaylinn. You know, I understand you're a busy man. We really appreciate you coming on the show. You know, hope to stay in touch, and, you know, we're going to have fun watching you and following your pre-draft process and your eventual career in the NFL.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys, and go Rams.
Yeah, of course. Go Rams. Thank you so much, Jaylinn.
Thank you guys. You guys have a good night.
You too. Take care, man.
Yes, sir. All right, bye.